KETV Newswatch 7, chronicling the stories impacting our community. Stories making a difference. Stories that matter to you. This is KETV Newswatch 7's Chronicle.
Because of their disabilities, they don't always get to participate in any sort of sport at all.
You don't really know where you're hitting it, but I guess it makes it to the hole.
We try to build their confidence, let them know they can do any sports anybody else does. Sometimes it takes a little adaptation.
Most people don't think we're capable of going on roller skates and conquering our fears, but we like to say we can do anything that we can set our mind to.
So far this year, we've done everything from ice skating to defy gravity trampolining.
That's awesome. There is really nothing off limits when it comes to introducing visually impaired teens to new sports and experiences. That's just one of the many things Outlook Nebraska Incorporated is doing in our community. Good morning. I'm Julie Cornell. This is KETV Newswatch 7's Chronicle. Today, we're taking a closer look at what this nonprofit is doing in our community to impact those who are blind or visually impaired. First, let's look at a few numbers. There are 67,000 blind and visually impaired people in Nebraska and Iowa. And Outlook Nebraska is the largest employer of both groups in the Cornhusker state, and it's the only agency of its kind in a 7-state region. Well, last October, it expanded its headquarters near 72nd and F, adding on to its education and training center, helping people from as young as 8 to 92 years old. Lisa Johnson is one of those using the new facility. She was born blind and used some assistive technology in the 90s, but stopped after gaining some of her sight back. Unfortunately, her sight has gotten worse, and now she's catching up.
What an amazing thing for the blindness community to have this new space, and the people who work here at Outlook. I mean, it's beautiful.
Well, Outlook Nebraska also focuses on educating the seeing community, helping us understand what it's like to be blind or visually impaired.
Part of the time they're here, we're going to let them experience what it's like to be blind. So we're going to sleep shade them and let them do the jobs that our people do every single day.
And that experience can be enlightening for local businesses looking to hire.
Our mission is to connect with employers and let them know that blind people really have capacities beyond anything you can imagine.
That's it.
The reality, though, is that 70% of blind Americans are unemployed, but not the guy you're about to meet. In fact, Mitch Green's hobby is his job, thanks to Outlook Nebraska. And as KETV Newswatch 7's Chin Doan discovered, Green does it all and still finds time to help others.
About to see if all this stuff works.
Mitch Green calls himself an adrenaline junkie.
This is a regulator that allows you to breathe underwater.
The certified scuba diver has even explored the Caribbean, although he's completely blind. But lack of sight doesn't mean lack of passion.
You can also sense what it's like to float in water, knowing that there's water above you, water below you.
His love for life overflows as he volunteers.
Shows kids that they can do things just like their sighted peers.
Showing visually impaired children they too can scuba dive and play goal ball.
Everything from awesome to I'm a little freaked out.
It's a program through Outlook Nebraska, the state's largest employer of the blind and visually impaired.
So those are both contrast cues and physical cues to tell us where doorways and things are.
Green has been a proud employee since 2011.
This is all of our conference room video and audio gear.
First consulting on new server equipment, then recently promoted to information technology manager.
So yeah, blind guy in charge of video, I like it.
A sense of humor and determination, traits Green says he got from his mom. He was born 3 months premature and weighed 1 pound.
They told her, don't get attached, he's not going to live. She just looked and said, want to bet?
Green was the first blind student to go to public school in Plattsmouth, where he graduated high school. He travels independently with the help of his dog, Anakin. Green says he's not afraid to ask for help.
This PC checked. Network checked.
and takes advantage of technology.
So I use a computer program called JAWS. It stands for Job Access with Speech, and it's a screen reader that actually talks.
This husband and father of 4 hopes to inspire others to go after the job they want and employers to give everyone a chance.
A lot of people, when I'm on the phone talking to them, good majority of them have no idea that they're talking to somebody who's totally blind.
In Omaha, Shin Doan, KETV News Watch 7.
What an awesome story. Joining me now to talk more about Outlook Nebraska is Rachel Carver, who's the public relations facilitator. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
Rachel, what's your favorite thing about Outlook Nebraska?
You know, one thing that I really love about Outlook Nebraska is the culture and just the environment, and Mitch's story there kind of covers it. You're really looked at for what you can do and not for the fact that you have a cane in your hand.
Right. It's so inspiring. It really is.
Yeah, it really is. It was really refreshing when I started there to have that happen.
How long have you been there? How long have you been working with the visually impaired?
Oh my gosh. I have been there for about 8 years now.
And what has been the best part for you?
I think just when I think about everything that's changed since when I started until now, it's been great. It's been so fun to see everything come to life, and to see our CEO's dream start coming to fruition, I think has been great.
Tell me about your daily job. Who do you work with?
Well, there is I am part of a marketing team, so there's 3 of us, and we do a variety of different things. So one great thing about marketing is you work with sales, you work with enrichment programs, HR, production. So we get to be involved in all aspects of the organization.
Right. How would you describe what is low vision compared to legally blind?
So the general term low vision, there's actually a little bit of gray with this, but technically even somebody who's like 20/50 or 20/70 can be considered low vision. If you receive the term legal blindness is 20/200, and that's where you get the medical diagnosis from your doctor that even with best correction, you're not going to be able to see any more than that.
What is the main cause of low vision or blindness?
There are several different causes. Right now, diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma, age-related macular degeneration are the leading causes of legal blindness in the U.S.
And are we seeing a higher occurrence now nationwide? Is this a trend?
Yeah, there's about 75,000 more people each year that are diagnosed with some sort of vision difficulty.
Why do we think that is? Do we know for sure?
Well, one thing that's happening is we are all living longer, but our eyes are not. And also, I think it's becoming more known about now. It's still a long way to go, but people it's happening and people are knowing more.
Right. You talked about being there for 8 years and all the progress that you've seen. What kind of training do you provide for folks?
So we provide what's called adaptive technology training. So if you say you're having problems seeing your smartphone screen, we can show you how to do that, and either show you how to use magnification, voice output software on your phone, learning how to use a computer, different devices, magnification devices. What's great about our training is we will individualize it for you. So if there's a specific area that you're wanting to learn more about, we can help you out with that.
Sounds like you've come such a long way. I had a friend in college she only had vision in one eye, was legally blind, no vision in the other. And I remember her having this huge microscope thing that she would put on her head with these giant books with the large print. It was so cumbersome. Like she couldn't, and the books were very expensive. I would imagine that technology has really changed that.
Yeah, technology has come such a long way. I mean, you can put a book on your smartphone now and read it. You can use your phone to take a picture of a menu at McDonald's. I mean, the opportunities are really endless.
And is Outlook Nebraska open to anyone who's visually impaired? Can you just walk in? Do you make an appointment? How does this work?
Yeah, generally we tell people if you're interested in technology training, you can give us a call, and then we'll direct you to Doug Wampler is our lead technology trainer, and he does all the scheduling. We'll get you in for a consultation, and we'll really just get that set up for you.
And there are work-related things, but then there's fun stuff too, right? What kind of enrichment do you offer?
So one thing we realized a couple of years ago is that you needed, if you're visually impaired, you do need much more than a paycheck. And so anything... We
all do. Yeah. Everybody does, right?
Yes. Paychecks are very important, but, you know, being able to ride a bike, go bowling, you know, going to the Orpheum and having a performance audio described to you so you can get just as much out of it as the sighted person sitting next to you. Being able to touch art, all of those things are important because when you lose your vision, sometimes you start to feel isolated. You start to wonder, like, can I do these things anymore? And you can. You
still need and want to experience life. I love your mission. It's wonderful. Thank you so much, Rachel.
Thank you.
We're going to take a short break. When we come back, though, we're going to meet this remarkable young woman, and we'll learn more about the technology that's helping the visually impaired to see. You're watching KETV Newswatch 7's Chronicle. This is KETV Newswatch 7's Chronicle. Well, February is Low Vision Awareness Month, so this morning we're talking to a local group that helps thousands of Nebraskans and Iowans who have trouble seeing. Every summer, Outlook Nebraska hosts an overnight camp just for kids who are visually impaired. And as KETV Newswatch 7's Lauren Robinson discovered, nothing is impossible at Camp Abilities.
It's awesome to notice that you're not the only one, because I'm the only one in my town that has the visually impaired.
Grace cannot see in front of her, only through her peripheral vision. She travels 4 hours every summer to come here to Camp Abilities, Nebraska, where she's able to connect and have fun with other kids like her.
When I first came, I always thought that I was just the only one and that I'd be the weird one or something, and I came here and I noticed there was like 40 different people like me.
Now, in its 4th year, this week-long overnight camp is for visually impaired kids ages 9 to 19, held at Iowa School for the Deaf. Here, campers get to play sports like rock climbing, trampolining, golfing, and even learn archery. Today, they're playing beep kickball, where kids get to use their ears instead of their eyes to play.
A lot of times we wear sleep shades, and that is because we have various degrees of vision loss, and so it just keeps everybody on equal playing field.
In addition to a week filled with activities, each camper is given a counselor, some like Katie, who's visually impaired herself, sharing her first-hand knowledge of how to help kids have fun.
I think it's cool to have sighted counselors too, but I think it's really cool that we can come and help.
And now, to demonstrate just how hard any activity can be without the gift of sight, I'm going to try and play beep kickball. As I quickly found out, despite how easy these kids make this game look, it's actually quite hard. Reporting from Iowa School for the Deaf, Lauren Robinson, KETV Newswatch 7.
That looks very tricky. Joining us now to share her story, Camille O'Neill, an 8th grader at Beadle Middle School in Millard, who's attended Camp Abilities, and also Lisa Kelly, who's the Enrichment and Marketing Director for Outlook Nebraska. Thanks for joining us, ladies. Camille, tell me about yourself, honey.
Well, I'm 13. Like you said, I'm an 8th grader, and I've been legally blind since I was an infant. I was born 15 weeks premature, and I developed an eye disease called retinopathy of prematurity. Both of my retinas ended up detaching. Wow. They were able to reattach my left retina, but I have limited vision in that eye because of that.
Okay.
But my right retina, they were not able to reattach, and later I had glaucoma in that eye.
Wow.
And when I was about 3, I had to have my eye removed. And now I have a prosthetic eye, and every few years I go to Iowa City to have it remade.
Wow, that's amazing. You've been through a lot. So the vision that you do have is just a little bit in that one eye.
Yep.
And how did you find Outlook Nebraska?
My parents and teachers kind of hooked me up with it.
And what's your favorite part of going there, of being a part of that organization?
I like all the programs that they offer. Like they offer camp abilities, like they just showed, and then they offer teen rec events, which happen monthly.
Okay, so it's just another community for you to experience.
Yeah.
And Lisa, is this a fairly typical experience with your clients?
Well, Camille's one of our rock stars.
Okay.
But we have a lot of rock stars, and it's a great opportunity to show what they can do.
When they come to you, are they nervous? Are they looking for something specific?
You know, so many people don't even want to claim their vision loss.
Okay.
They don't even want to see themselves as blind. They say, oh, no, I'm not blind. I just can't read.
Okay.
And so one of the things we try to help people understand is your vision loss does not define you. Your vision loss is no different than your eye color would be. It's just something you have to learn to live with. And so our goal is to help people learn to live and function and thrive.
With what they do have.
With whatever they have.
So much technology now.
Yes.
It just kind of blows me away. Camille's wearing something right now. What is this? What is this thing over her glasses?
So Camille has on a pair of digital eyewear called eSight, which she did come in and try, that we do offer demonstrations on at Outlook Nebraska. And digital eyewear is one of those new technologies that, again, people don't even know that's out there. And so we're trying to make them available for people to try on and see if it will help with low vision.
Right. Camille, show me how that works, honey.
Okay, so there's a controller, and you can zoom up to 24 times.
So it's got like a remote.
Yeah.
So we're actually seeing in the monitor what you're seeing, right?
Yeah.
Do
Let's
you want me to have her look at something?
Yeah, you want to put that?
Okay. So I'm going to stand over here.
All right. So Lisa's going to step away.
Okay, so Camille, let's see if you can. So this is an eye chart that from her distance where she's sitting.
I see her zooming in.
Camille probably couldn't have read that.
And then so you can also change like the focus mode.
Okay.
So if you hit this button, it goes to auto, or manual, sorry, and then it goes to far.
And is this something, honey, that could help you in the classroom?
Yes, it actually helps. I use this pretty much all day at school.
Wow. And so are the teachers, do they know that you're going to use it? Do the kids ask about it anymore? Or is it just like, oh, Camille's using her eye goggles?
They know that they're going to use it. Like, I've told them all about it and stuff.
They have lots of questions.
Yeah.
And you sound like you're pretty knowledgeable, so you probably just answer everything, right?
Yeah.
What would you say are you most proud of with your clients? Is it, do they come in with special goals, and when they reach them?
You know, so many of our clients come in and think they can't do it anymore.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden they realize, oh my gosh, I can do this. I just need an adaptation. So that's what we get most excited about, is just to open that door again for them. And then once that door's open with, they can do anything.
Right. And this isn't the only piece of technology. I'm sure there's something coming out every year. What are these other devices?
There are several different kinds of what was now called wearable technology. So a lot of people know about the Apple Watch. They think, oh, that's wearable technology.
Sure.
And there was Google Glass, but that didn't really last too long. They're still working on that. But as far as low vision digital eyewear, there are lots of options out there. And we don't sell any of them at Outlook, but we want to make them available for people to try, because unfortunately digital eyewear is not the kind of thing you can buy at Amazon or go to your local optometrist.
So what is this one?
Okay, so we'll start with a couple. And this one is really interesting. It's called IRA. And IRA, all of the digital eyewear is something you would plug in and charge. Has a battery, wearable. You can take it anywhere you want.
Those look like sunglasses.
IRA is just like sunglasses, but all of them have one thing in common. They have a camera somewhere on them.
Wow.
And that camera is either going to magnify, or in this case with IRA, it connects to an app on my smartphone. I can put them on here. I'll tap an app on my smartphone, and it will connect me to a live person somewhere in the world, and I get to use their eyeballs. And so that person, I will hear them in my ear, and
they're telling it,
and they're
telling you what
me
you're seeing.
what I'm seeing. So I can open a menu in a restaurant, I can tap it, and I can say, Ira, what the specials today? And the person may be sitting in San Diego, maybe sitting in Texas. They'll say, Lisa, you're looking at Clams Casino. Okay.
Wow.
Thank you. So it's eyeballs on the spot whenever you need them. The thing I love about Ira is it's a subscription service.
Okay.
So you only have to pay for a month at a time. You don't have to do a major investment into a big technology you're not sure if you're going to use.
Sure.
It's 1 month at a time. If I use it, great. If I don't use it, then next month I don't have to pay for it.
Does insurance cover something like this?
No.
Wow.
That's one of the hard parts with all of this equipment is that there's no insurance. For some reason in our healthcare system, we don't see our eyeballs as part of our bodies after medical care cannot do any more for you. So once once it's diagnosed and medical care is done, this is all
I don't think so,
extra.
because obviously there are things that can be done.
Yes.
Can you just show me one more that you think is the most interesting?
Yeah, sure. This one's very different. This is called the Iris Vision, and really it's a VR headset, so a lot of people might recognize that. But what they've done is they've created an app on a smartphone that magnifies. So somebody would put this on, wear it like a whole headset.
Sure.
But what I'm seeing on the screen in here is everything magnified.
Okay.
So if I can't read it, just like Camille's did, it's on here.
Boy, just really a far cry from my friend in college with all that gear.
Totally different.
Can you imagine? Yeah.
Totally different. And they're all different for different conditions. And I think that's the biggest thing to stress is that there's no right digital eyewear because everyone's condition is so very different.
Right. Even for someone with peripheral vision, you can help with that?
Right, yeah. So some have, some are better with different parts of your vision. Some are better for peripheral. Some people like this one because it closes off that outside light that might be hard. Some people prefer the ones that are just wide open and they don't even have a lens on them.
Okay.
So I have nothing blocking the rest of my vision.
Right. So advanced and so encouraging.
A lot of options.
That's really what you give clients is hope, right? And encouragement.
Yeah, and just to know there are so many options out there. Do not give up if you're losing your vision.
Very good. Thank you so much. Camille, any final thoughts? What would you tell someone who's you know, maybe a young person like yourself who gets down once in a while about their abilities?
Well, I would tell them, I would recommend Outlook Nebraska because it's a great place and it has opened many doors for me and for a lot of other people, I'm sure.
Very good. Thanks, Camille. Thank you, Lisa. Thanks for coming in. We'll be back with some final thoughts. First, though, your comment. Well, this morning on KETV's Chronicle, we've been talking about the services of Outlook Nebraska. They provide to the visually impaired and blind in the region. It's been around for 18 years. It's making a difference in the lives of tens of thousands of people every year. If you'd like to know more about the work it's doing, we've created a link to Outlook Nebraska's website on KETV.com. Remember, if you missed any part of this show or you'd like to watch it again, it's online and on our mobile app. Just go to our homepage and click on the menu button and then look for Chronicle. I'm Julie Cornell. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here next Sunday morning for KETV Newswatch 7's Chronicle.